That's right. That's right. No doubt. There was no doubt. Yeah, you're probably asking about some of our guys here that are coming back. Eric Stokes going to be practicing today, which we're fired up about. Michael Mayer will be out there today to get him back. Brock is we're still kind of day to day as we're going along this one, trying to make sure that he's ready to come back and stay back. Who else we got here? AJ. Yeah, AJ's not going to kick today, but he's planning on kicking on Friday, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll report back on that.
Michael's back. Is he cleared fully from protocol?
Yes, absolutely cleared. It took a long time. It was a long haul for Mike, but he's back and ready to go.
You can talk a little bit about how hard it was to fill in for him on special teams when he's gone. I guess what does it mean to have him back?
Yeah, it's crucially important for us, particularly because he's in such a critical position that he plays. And he's really good at it, and we need him. So,
what kind of challenges is Simmons going to be for this offensive line?
He's really good. He's really powerful. He's quick. He's got a playmaking ability about him that separates him from the crowd. That's why we all know about him. That's why you asked about him first. He's a terrific player. So there's a number of things that we have to do to keep him from being a big factor in the game.
Obviously, that's a team that went into last week without a win, and they found a way to win. It was kind of a fluky, weird game, but they found a way to win. I guess, can a team kind of learn how to win from that and kind of build off that, do you think?
It does nothing but help. It does nothing but help. It was a fantastic comeback for them when it looked like they were dead and gone, and the big run that they had could have really kind of iced the score. But they just kept battling and hanging in there, and they really made a bunch of plays to make it happen. They earned every bit of it, and but that's to make a great comeback, you got to be way behind, and they did it. So I think that would probably add a great deal to them.
What type of challenges do you see their quarterback Cam Ward presenting with his abilities?
Yeah, he's a very unique player. He's got a unique style about him. Very athletic, very confident. He throws tough throws and he makes tough throws. He'll surprise you with his ability to find receivers and kind of in almost predicaments, but he finds a way to make things happen. I thought his finish in the game and the big throws that he made to get them back in there. There's 3 huge plays there, and they're all just gorgeous throws. So he's got all of the potential and the ability and all of that. And he can move around. He's got a scramble threat to him, of course, but he does really look for his receivers. So he's scrambling to throw, it seems, but he poses the same kinds of problems we saw in Chicago.
There's been some inconsistency with the pass rush this year, especially getting home on the sacks. What can you do to try to get?
Well, just because they throw it doesn't mean that we had a great chance to rush, because we saw last week a bunch of really quick rhythm stuff, and we needed to cover it better and give the rush a chance. So I think it's different than what it just looks like from the outside in that regard. We have to, that's something we have to do a better job of, for sure. So we have to work together, and that's kind of always been the case.
I know Stone's a veteran, but can you give us your thoughts, on his first start there, how you thought?
I thought he did a terrific job, really. He played really strong in the run game. He was really accurate with his calls and his fits in the run game. He protected very well. He got in trouble the last play, I think, of the game, but on a pass. But other than that, he played an excellent football game, and we're really proud. Couldn't wait to recognize him in front of the team, that he came through in a situation where you're following a great player in our program, and expectations are still high, and he lived up to them.
When you mentioned covering it better, is that linebackers, cornerbacks?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's not quite that easy. We have to mix our calls. We'll take first responsibility to mix our calls so that we can try to get them out of rhythm. They stayed with a real short concept in their passing game, and we're able to to really execute really well. And so there's things we have to do.
What has to be done to get Geno more comfortable? It seems like a rhythm offensively.
Yeah, we got to run the football better, more. And we're going to continue to work at it and see if we can't, continue to bring it to life. The running game has looked well in order right now. We needed to get more of them. That's part of it. That's just mixing football. That's how you do it. We don't want to ever rely on the quarterback has to do the whole show and sit in a shotgun and throw the football. Never coached that way. And so we have to mix our stuff so that we can use our play action game and make sure that we're perimetering the game, with all the ways that you can, which we have. And I was pleased with how we saw Ashton come to life on the edge. He made some nice plays and just stretched the defense and put some threat in them with that. And then we got to make sure that we're calling all the best stuff in the situations. He's not calling the plays. We got to call him, and we got to make sure and get him in the right spots and give him the best chance to stay out of harm's way. And part of that is really controlling the game with what we do up front in the running game.
Jack got a lot more snaps this past game. What do you think he brings to the offense in a larger role going forward?
He's a really competitive kid, and you saw him catch the ball and break tackles and make first downs a couple times, and it shows up in his blocking as well. He's an aggressive football player, and he fits the style that we like playing with. And so hopefully Jack will continue to have a bigger part in it. He's playing, and he's out there, so it's really likely that Jack will make his plays. We really have a lot of confidence in him in that regard.
With AJ not punting until Friday, is the plan to bring somebody in just in case? And what do you do with the holder position if he's not available?
Yeah, well, first off, Brad Robbins is in today with us. He's a punter that will punt for us during the week, and we'll see how AJ does. And then we're working on that with our backup guys.
So you guys brought in a linebacker that you're familiar with. A lot of special teams in his pass. Is that something that he?
Yeah, Johnny Radigan's a really good football player, and he's always been a guy in the middle of your teams that's been effective and tough and aggressive and all of that. West Point grad and all that. He's the real deal, and we've loved him when we had him. So when we had a chance to pick him, off somebody else's team, we did it. And so also Jamin Davis came in today, and I'm excited to see him. He has been out for a while, but he's got a lot of history in the plays that he's made. I see a lot of potential in him, and I'm anxious to see what we can do with that.
You're picking on it, but you said week to week on Brock the other day. Today, day to day. Is that just?
That's why I'm looking at it. I'm waiting for him tomorrow. Okay, I'm okay. Yeah, he'll do some walkthrough stuff, and he'll be in the game plan knowing what's going on. So if he gets a chance to play, then he'll be ready to go as best we can in that regard. So, but I'm a little more optimistic than other people, and so I'm going day to day. Makes me feel better.
Guys, all set? Thanks, Coach.
Steve.
Good afternoon. Geno, after the game against Indianapolis, you mentioned how everything has been a process. I was wondering, what's been that process like trying to get acclimated to Chip Kelly's offense so far during the regular season?
It's just a learning experience. Every game's going to be different. You got to keep going. You got to keep learning from all the experiences, and it's been good. It's been real good.
Is it an offense that's majorly different than what you've done in the past, or?
No, not at all.
Jack got a lot more snaps this last week. What do you think of how he did, and what do you think he brings to the offense going forward?
Yeah, I thought he made some plays. I thought he had some tough catches in there. I thought he did a good job at competing. I thought he did a good job at learning as the game went along. And I think as he continues to play and as he continues to grow, I think he'll continue to get better. I think he's a really good player, a really good young player, and he's just growing into what he's going to become.
Have you felt your guys, rally around you even despite the early struggles and just have your back in general?
Shoot, man, ask them. Yeah, you know what's going on around here. Come on now.
You talked about wanting to get the running game going more consistently to kind of make it a little easier for you and the offense as a whole. Just in that regard, what have you seen from Ashton week in, week out, just in terms of his growth?
Same player, man. He's a hell of a player. He's a great player, great back. And again, when we get him in space, man, you can see what he can do with the ball. I think that's evident on tape. And he punishes guys in the open field. Really smart young player, really mature guy as well. And he's got a lot of great intangibles about him. But he's explosive with that ball in his hand. So we got to get him the ball, get him in the open field, get him in space, and he'll make things happen.
He's a rookie, but how do you two communicate and to work on developing the rapport that you have on the field?
Repetition, and that's something that is always going to be the father of learning. Continue to rep these things, and talking in the meeting room, talking in the classroom. I call him late night sometimes just to remind him that, hey man, you're the guy, and we're counting on you. So Dante's doing a great job. He's learning, as we all are, and he's getting better from week to week. That's all you can ask from him. He's taking the right approach, and it's gonna click. Here soon, it's gonna click, and I really believe that.
You're a guy that likes to watch film. You study, you're diligent on that. I'm curious, when you look at games 1 and 3, and then games 2, 3, and 4, have you noticed anything that you're like, okay, when I'm performing extremely well, this is different?
Same thing. I got the same process. If the ball tips up in the air and gets picked, 6 of the interceptions this year were tipped in the air. Johnny on the spot, defensive guy. Am I going to look at that and say, well, don't throw it to the guy who we're supposed to throw it to? I'm going to throw it to the guy I'm supposed to. And at times things happen. I know, again, man, people get caught up in results, and they want to look at statistics and try to place blame because that's just how life goes, right, when you're in the position I'm in. But I'm a lot smarter than that. I'm aware of the process, and I know exactly what I'm doing out there. Guys made plays on me, and I got to be smarter with the ball in those situations. But when I'm throwing to a wide open Jack in the back of the end zone and the ball's tipped up for interception, there's not much you can really say about that except they made a play and we didn't. So I never want to make excuses for anything. I don't believe in that. Things happen in this game. It's the big boy league. It's the NFL. It's not always going to be perfect. It's an imperfect game, and we got to find ways to win regardless of what happens.
You know, in 2 days from now, it's National Mental Health Awareness Day, and you've been a vocal advocate for mental health. Can you just talk about why it's so important for not just you, but all NFL players to maintain a good sense of mental health? And what is the advice that you give to these younger players in the locker room that also deals with some of the same things you have?
Yeah, block out the outside noise. Don't get caught up in the ups and downs of social media and, people who aren't in our position. I've said many of times, my toughest days are someone else's dream. And a lot of people would trade to be in our shoes, even where we are right now. And mentally, you got to gain that perspective. You got to be a mature adult about your emotions. You got to find life outside of football as well. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. I think a lot of guys struggle to transition after football because we devote so much time to this. But this is what we do, not exactly who we are. And so for everyone, who's dealing with mental health, I would advise them to seek counseling, try to find an outside source so that you can get it out. And whatever you're going through, you got to be able to push through it, man. But you also need someone to talk to. So find someone to talk to and then do your best to, manage your emotions.
Back into that, who are some people that you've been able to lean on? I know you've gone through a lot, even in Seattle, going to this point to here. Who are some people you've leaned on and talked to?
Number one, I talk to God. I'm big on my faith, and I'm just, reading my Bible and, just always trying to, connect myself with the higher power. And then my mother, my father, brothers, sisters, my teammates. I mean, I have a great support group around me. And I think when you think about going through things, I don't think I've went through anything. I've been in the NFL the whole time, so there's not much that I've gone through. The reality is all your perception. So whether or not you think it's something or you think it's nothing, it's just how you look at it.
Hey, on your perception, man, can you talk about how much the last few weeks have fueled and motivated you, and how do you continue to keep showing up and being a leader every day?
I'm not externally motivated. That's just not how I am. I'm motivated every single day. I'm looking forward to today's practice. I don't look too far ahead or too far behind. I'm staying where my feet are. Nothing outside of me can motivate me, and so that's just who I am. I want to motivate my teammates if I can, but we all have a job to do, and we all got to make sure that we're focused and getting our job done.
That's all good? Cool. Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you. Ashton, Pete just gave some news that I think it's going to thrill you about wanting to run the football more. When you're a running back, isn't that just like preaching to the choir?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely fires you up. And, we got a great opportunity ahead, and, we got to continue to move forward and take advantage of our next opportunity.
As you watch the film, what are you most happy with in your game, what you're doing?
I think just being an all-around player, even though getting the ball, being able to do things with the ball, but also when I don't have the ball, running great fakes, running great routes, and, being able to protect the quarterback in pass protection.
Is any part of you want the ball more in the red zone?
Nah, I mean, whenever I get the ball, I'm just want to make the most of my opportunities, whether it's red zone, whether we're backed up. It doesn't matter. And, my opportunities will come when they come.
Kind of along those lines, though, how do you go respectively lobbying to the coaching staff to hey, stick with me, let's kind of get me going to help the offense out?
I don't even think it's more of something that I have to say. I think it's just through the work I put in practice, just showing my coaches that I'm consistent, and then come game time, whenever they do give me the ball, I make plays and show them that I'm a reliable person each and every single week.
You had your longest reception on a wheel route. Just how did that feel to get the passing game going for you down the field, not just out of the flat?
Definitely feels good, and I'm hoping to continue to build on that and keep showcasing my ability to catch the ball out the backfield.
Have you noticed holes close up a little bit faster in the NFL than maybe they did at college?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's the biggest difference. You got to be able to process, make your read, put your foot in the ground, and make that cut quickly, because if you don't, then it's gone.
To that point, though, how do you balance it? You hear the saying "slow to fast through." How does that play into realizing that those holes do close up faster in the NFL?
Yeah, I think when you get the ball, it's always about just reading the defense, reading what they're giving you. But once you see it, no hesitation, make your decision, and get north and south.
Ashton, you're a bruiser. You love to run over people. You almost play with a linebacker mentality, but it's looked a couple times this year like you're at times thinking about, all right, I'm going to try to avoid some contact here. Is that just evolving and protecting your body?
No, I think it was just more of the situation of like, some situations you quite frankly, you just got to run the guy over. Backer fills the gap, got to run him over, but, get out in space, making guys miss and, trying to, make a bigger play out of, what I've gotten.
It's very young in your career, but has there been any jersey swap requests or any jerseys that you've tried to get early in your career, so 5 games in?
Yeah, I mean, it's been Boise State guys mainly, Jeremy McNichols and Scott Matlock. So those have been cool. I'm sure there'll be, more along the way.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashton.